EV archetype number 7, the trauma dumper. So this is the EV that a lot of spiritualists encounter. A lot of people who have very healing energy, a lot of people who offer services, who offer any type of reading services, any type of anything that helps people with healing, right? Your spiritualists are going to attract these people a lot more, but trauma dumpers are going to go to anyone that they can. The trauma dumper will come to you with the disguised intent of seeking advice, right? So they're coming to you for advice. They're coming to you for some type of diagnosis, some type of spiritual diagnosis, or they want your help, right? But their true intention is just to deposit their heavy emotional energy onto you. Because the trauma dumper, who's in a perpetual state of reliving their traumas, right? They have no intention of following whatever advice you give them. They just want someone to put their trauma on. And if you're someone that looks light, you look like you manage your energy well. You look like you manage your energy well. You look like you have a hold of your energy. You look like you do a pretty good job with alchemizing yourself and, regulating yourself. They're going to come to you because it looks like you have extra room for their trauma. The true purpose of the trauma dumper energy vampire archetype is to transfer their negative emotional burdens onto you, often violating your boundaries, making you feel guilty for trying to maintain your positive energy. So these are the types that are going to make you feel bad. So if you don't engage in their trauma dump, right? You don't respond, you don't go into the trenches with them in their trauma because it wasn't consensual, right? It's one thing if you consent to talking with someone about their trauma, but when it's sprung on you, and a lot of times the trauma dumper comes when you are finally pulling yourself up out of a dark space. So you're finally pulling yourself out of the trenches of just life and just everything and trying to fight for your life to keep going, right? That's when the trauma dumper shows up. They show up to say, oh, look at all this fucked up shit. And it's like the darkest, fucked up, most terrible shit ever. And it's like, are you kidding me? So the drain is your positive energy. Your positive energy is being drained, your emotional bandwidth, right? And all of these are draining your emotional bandwidth and your overall well-being, like your positive mindset, right? We work to keep ourselves in a positive mindset, right? We work to keep ourselves in a state of being that we want to wake up and live in every day, right? And the trauma dumper comes and they want to infect you with whatever energy they have going on. Sometimes the trauma dumper is the person that just sees that you're just vibrating too high, right? The trauma dumper is someone that just sees that you're just too on your high horse or you're just too healed or whatever, and they want to come and they just want to infect you. That's it. But they frame it as needing advice, right? Sometimes the trauma dumper is the person that, and this is where the energy vampires can get really tricky, because when you are a spiritual worker, right, and people have bought from you, they pay for your services, right? Sometimes there are people that feel entitled to your energy, almost like they feel like they bought you, right? So, for example, myself as a practitioner, I have my shop Solar Space. Go check it out. I'm rebranding and stuff. But a lot of times people, and I'm not going to say a lot of times because I have amazing clientele. My customers are fucking amazing, right? But I've had a few slip through that have gotten possessive of me because they've supported my shop. So instead of buying the oil, right? They bought the oil, they received the oil, they feel like they bought me. They feel like they bought access to me, right? And therefore, there's that guilt of, well, I've supported your shop, well, I've supported this, well, I've supported that, so you have to be available for my trauma dump and allow me to empty out, whatever I have going on onto you, right? So that's where you have to say, you know what, this is my sovereignty. This is my sovereignty. I'm sovereign. They received the service that they requested, they received it. So you don't owe them anything else on the back end, right? You don't owe a trauma dumper space in your consciousness to allow them to unload. You're not a landfill, right? You're not a fucking dumping ground for people's shit. Okay, moving on.